Assemblies. 504 present. And 47 absent. For very 84 and 8 absent. 92.
Chinese are watching you, are waiting and eagerly expecting you to be laws that encourage service delivery to improve the life of the citizens who have suffered a lot. God, our Heavenly Father, you are the God of peace, love, and justice. It is your will that all people should live in harmony, unity, and freedom in their own country. We thank you for the nation of South Sudan and for all those whose sacrificial efforts and blood brought us this country. Today, we humbly come before you, pleading for your forgiveness to us as leaders and citizens of its baseless quarrels that we have been wasting our time. Today, as we start this new journey, we pray that you heal our past offenses and help
الشعب على كراهية بعضهم البعض. كلكم تكون رسل السلام تدعو
chosen by the president. Not that I am very honest, I'm very old, simply because
I will faithfully and conscientiously discharge my duties and responsibilities as
Mustafa is
RCSS 2008 and SPLM parliamentary meeting held on 23rd July 2021. Chairpersons of the SPLM party do hereby nominees of the party to leadership positions in the transitional national legislature as follows. Number 1, Honorable Yema Nunu Kumba. She is Right Honorable Speaker of the Transitional National Legislative Assembly. Number 2, Honorable Parmena Awairia Luong, Right Honorable Second Deputy Speaker, Transitional National Legislative Assembly. Number 3, Mary Ayan Magyuk, Right Honorable First Deputy Speaker, Council of State. Dated the 28th day of the month of July in the year 2020. Signed, Salva Kiir Mayardit, SPLM Chairperson, Republic of South Sudan, Juba. Sudan People's Liberation Movement, Sudan People's Liberation Movement, Stroke Army, IO, Chairman and Commander-in-Chief Office, to His Excellency Salva Kiir Mayardit, President, Republic of South Sudan, Juba. Subject list of SPLM IO nominees to the leadership positions in the national legislature. I am forwarding to Your Excellency information. Number 1, Honorable Nathaniel Uyed Parino, first Deputy Speaker. B. Council of State. Number 1, Honorable Deng Deng Akon, Right Honorable State. The IO, the rest will be implemented Sawa. -J-00. His Excellency President Salva Kiir Mayardit, President of the Republic of South Sudan, Juba. Your Excellency, the President, to the position of Deputy of the South Sudan Opposition Alliance, SAWA, to submit to Your Excellency the nomination of Honorable Bapei. SAWA Alliance has unanimously nominated Honorable Bapei Mointwil Wajang to fill the post on behalf of the Alliance. SAWA to working hand in peace and stability in South Sudan. Sincerely, His Excellency, Issei Abdelbagi Akol, Vice President, Authorized Chairman of SAWA.
May you confirm these old names to me as you've been checking your hand. Can you stand up to say while
Applause to the clerk.
those who have been chosen and standing up? Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members of the revitalized Transitional Legislative Assembly, invited distinguished guests, ladies and gents, enable us to attend the independence of our great South Sudan at the historical time of the revitalized parliament and government of national unity. As an elder and a liberator, we spend most of our time fighting for the freedom of this country. I appeal to you, every one of you, the honorable members of this House, that promotion of peace, and I repeat peace, is the unity of all our efforts in all around South Sudan. If we maintain we call them Memphis, in Cairo, at that time. To me, I calculated it, 641. We got independent, 2011, is 1,730 years, and we are free. Let us maintain this freedom and defend this freedom through this assembly. Blame, it will be a thank to us because God gave us a very good land, a land of abundance, in our anthem. Let us read anthem every day and every night, and you will see why these heroes, why did they matter. Put all those small things, automatic negative thoughts must be put off. We are still enough to give more people on this nation. South Sudan as a country that has potential to be among the greatest and richest nation in Africa. However, this can only be achieved if we share and execute the founding vision for whom our martyrs gave their life. Our ethnicity is our strength, and we must recognize and appreciate our culturalism as a country founded on the united efforts and sacrifice our blood. Why am I sacrificing my effort? And why I am not happy for the suffering of our people at this time? We are now many years just fighting one another. And our churches are praying day and night. And God had us this night and cool our heart before here. So our people have been struggling since before 18 August 1955, the first gun in Torid, the second gun in Bor, to launch their revolution. The SPLM and SPLA carried out the battle from the south and Liberation Army and Nyanyawan as part. Place and let us hear you.
That was Daniel Awet Akot, who chairs actually the swearing-in ceremony of members of parliament. The house is full of applause, and he gave a very powerful speech. Very need to do to accommodate all the members of parliament there. So we're yet on space. A lot of excitement. Compound filled actually with so many people, packed with cars. What we haven't seen today, of course, the heads of the political parties, President Salva Kiir and the 5 vice presidents. Yeah, still conversation taking place between the speaker and the clerk.
Peter, yakadagi kursi da.
Okay, we're anticipating some sort of, would you say a ride? Would you say a ride? Okay, or an interlude, or whatever I can see beyond that table, the high table.
Is ceremonial, so you are invited to come and sit here. So you are highly welcome.
You will say something.
The clerk.
This historic moment for our country and our people is speedily to gain trust from our people. This peace agreement is the only hope for the people and a speedy complete implementation of. Our country is at a crossroad. Our people are suffering from poverty, disease, sober mind and resolution. Honorable members, please allow me to remind you that this August House is tasked with resolve issues, states and government, and with actions the has 100 honorable members. There are 100, and the house where people. My speech, and I therefore
And coming to the podium is Nunu Kumba, Right Honorable Nunu Kumba. Earlier you heard from Denga Khan, who is the
Thank you very much.
Speaker of the Council of
Right
States.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, Honorable Chief Justice, Honorable Ministers and Deputy Ministers, State Governors and Deputy Governors, members of the Transitional National Legislative Assembly, His Grace Primate Justin Aramba, other religious leaders, chiefs, youth, women, members of the press, guests, families, friends, ladies and gentlemen. I'm honored to be one of you on this remarkable day in the history of our beloved country, the Republic of South Sudan. We came here to be sworn in as members of the revitalized Transitional National Legislative Assembly, provided for in the revitalized agreement for the resolution of conflict in the Republic of South Sudan. This occasion therefore marks another key milestone in the process of the implementation of this important agreement. We have just commemorated such as July, our Martyrs' Day, when we honor our fallen heroes and heroines who paid the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom. This is also the day we lost the founding father of the nation, late Dr. John Garang Dimobio, the flag bearer of our heroines and heroes. Honorable members, ladies and gentlemen, allow me in the first place to take this opportunity to register my sincere gratitude to our able President of the Republic of South Sudan and Chairman of the SPLM, His Excellency General Salva Kiir Mayardit, for the trust he has bestowed upon me by assigning me the position of Speaker of the revitalized Transitional National Legislative Assembly of the Republic of South Sudan. Needless to remind you, this is the first time in the history of our country a woman occupies this position. As the first female Speaker of the National Legislature in the history of our country, I take this opportunity to, on behalf of the women of our beloved nation, to thank the President for recognizing women and giving us the chance to exercise our right as enshrined in our national constitution. This appointment is therefore an honor not for me alone, but for all the women of this country. This indicates that, following his pledge to empower the women of South Sudan, the President is now putting us at parity with our male compatriots in the top management of the affairs of the country. It is my humble conviction that the citizens of South Sudan, represented by the honorable members, stand with President Salva Kiir Mayardit and appreciate him for this patriotic move. It is hoped that from now onward, accounting for nearly 60% of our country's population, the women constituency is too huge to ignore and marginalize. Dear honorable members, the rest of my speech will not dwell on the past. On the contrary, it will focus on the present and the future, deliberately providing for an expanded legislature inclusive of the various political parties in the country. The aim was to constitute a people's national legislative body which is comprehensively inclusive of all political shades of opinion to tackle the predicaments that led us to war. It was also intended to lay a solid foundation and political strategies to serve the best interests of our citizens, irrespective of ethnicity, gender, and geographical background. However, I am sure you are aware that the challenges ahead of us are enormous. To confront and overcome those challenges, the situation demands that we, as the representative of our people, should look beyond political, partisan, and tribalization in letter and spirit. Whatever challenges there are challenges confront us today, including scarcity of financial and other resources, as soon as possible, make a difference in the country. Therefore, as first female Speaker of South Sudan Revitalized Transition National Legislature, I call upon you all to restore hope of our people. It is my humble conviction that should we nurture harmony and good understanding within Parliament, as well as revitalize and recommit our core cultural values, we will definitely reach there. The core Sudanese culture are rooted to recognize that plight. Therefore, in carrying out our leadership roles, we must lead by example. And to those who might still be stuck in the past, the world's renowned leader, an African icon and freedom fighter, the late Nelson Mandela, had this to say when he was released after 27 years of imprisonment by the then opposition to think about the past. I only want to consolidate peace in his country. This is regarding ourselves as IDs, IOs, SOAs, OPPs, FDs, and even as women and men. We ought to quickly transform our mind. The beautiful people of the Republic of South Sudan, suspicion, compassion, not hate and jealousy. And renovation work on the present Parliament building expedite the work so that a decent environment for the activities of parliamentarians is made available. For the time being, however, we appeal to the honorable members to be patient as we struggle to rectify this situation. And as we go along, we will also look in the possibility of providing appropriate office spaces to accommodate every honorable member. All assembly parking yards within the assembly premises. In addition, and with the view of an expanded parliament in mind, the assembly leadership will seriously investigate the possibility of constructing a new and larger parliament building to house the National Legislative Assembly. It lacks essential surviving requirement. The assembly leadership will do all it could to ensure that the salaries of the honorable members and their other benefits are timely paid to them. Also aware of the logistical challenges that face the administrative staff of our parliament, which often compromise their effective attendance to duty, we will study their peculiar constraints and look into appropriate remedies to them as well. Honorable members, ladies and gentlemen, in view of the rapidly changing world, we all need to be in the mode of continuous learning. This is the only way we could improve efficiency and effectiveness in our performance. During the transitional period, we will develop and institute some training program once again would wish to reiterate a word of congratulations to all of you for your well-deserved assignment to represent the people of South Sudan in this August House. This is a big privilege for each and every one of us to be able to serve the people of South Sudan at this level. The South Sudanese nation is putting their hope in us, in the RTNLA. It is therefore up to us, by our commitment to peace agreement, either to go on and bring our people out of misery and unnecessary suffering, or by our unwillingness and failure to implement the peace agreement, let our people down by taking them back to war. The choice rests with no one else but each and everyone in this August House. What we will do, the relay, and pull their country back into abyss and ruin, or shall we go into history as heroines and heroes who saved this country and brought it back on the path of peace and prosperity? the choice to us, my children, my friends, and all those who have always stood there for me when the time of my needs, for your constant and unwavering moral and political support. To the women, thank you for standing with me to be one of you and the first speaker of this historic institution. God bless the revitalized Transitional National Assembly. God bless the Republic of South Sudan. God bless us all. God bless our President and the Presidency. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
That was Nunu Kumba, the Right Honorable Speaker of the Revitalized Transitional Legislative Assembly, with a moving speech, indeed moving speech, enticing speech from her, with a lot of good points from her, very supportive indeed.
Right Honorable Deputy Speaker of the Transitional National Legislature, honorable members of Parliament, we have come to the end of our sitting. And now
We have upgraded to ITV. It's finally done, and you can see members of Parliament are rising up, and it ended so well, so superb, because Barnaba Mariel Benjamin, and get to hear his views. He's the Presidential Affairs Minister. It's good speaking to you.
Well, it's nice to have, in fact, the swearing in, the taking of oath of the members of the revitalized transitional government of national unity is a great thing for the people of South Sudan. It completes the government because we have the executive, now we have our parliament. Yes, it's a victory for value. The effectiveness they are represented today.
So are you personally happy, excited about it?
Not only happy, I'm delighted and excited for this great victory.
Someone is wondering why the president hasn't come. This is a big
People's decision. The government has nothing to do with the government. This is a people's assembly. And so they
outside the government. And given with such a parliament that is in place, what thoughts do you have over this? Because we haven't finished yet addressing the conflict.
I think with this occasion today that the revitalized transitional government of national unity in place, led by a lady speaker in the history of South Sudan, is a sign that the people of South Sudan are conscious of the agenda. They are conscious of working together, men and women and everybody. So I believe they will indeed now come back and peace. They are for peace and nothing else. And peace for the people of South Sudan.
To the people, our viewers. What would be the last message to our viewers? Your message to our viewers.
Behind our judiciary. Let us encourage peace. Build a custom of peace. They will be representing you. And
I'm glad speaking to you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You recommended her.
So our recommendation as the SPLM Western Equatorial State, it is the one now. We send it to the chairman of the SPLM. And together with other recommendations from the other party structures, even from the political bureau, from the NLC, from the SPLM, if you come to the reality, she deserves this appointment hierarchy. She is the SPLM acting Secretary General. If there is any position for she never make empty promises. She's always, when she say I will do this, she will do it. Then you will see. Just give her some few months. You will see that she has started to construct the new expanding. Yeah, what I want to share, I want to congratulate our president and the chairman of the SPLM for giving for placing the trust on Comrade Jema to be the speaker. She was not alone. There were many candidates from the SPLM. But based on this, what I have just mentioned, we the SPLM decided that she should be the right person. Also, I want to carry Comrade Jema that we are proud of you. Let God bless you strongly and to support you so that you can deliver the service of people of South Sudan. Because now we don't need again to go to war. war has destroyed a lot. But
You're talking about war and considering what is happening back home.
consider what is happening in Tumbura, for example, there is there's insecurity. But with Comrade Jema not to become the speaker, I'm 100% that we are going to manage the security in Tumbura County, whereby people will celebrate. This is not the speaker of this country, which is the second senior position in the country, because is the legislature, which is where Comrade Jema is there, she's the speaker, and the third position is the judiciary. People of South Sudan, Bahar Ghazal appointment speaker.
Your suggestion come through, and the dream has come true. The fact that she has officially become the speaker of the expanded parliament. It's my pleasure speaking to you.
Yeah, thank you so much. And then really, yeah, it is true. Western Equatorians, we are very happy and very proud. First, it was Lino Makana. Lino Makana also was from Western Equatorial State.
All parties and individuals finally become lawmakers, and you've had a lot of remarks from the speaker herself and also the deputy who have both made and something that will not be forgotten today, being actually being the first parliament after 2018 in essence, and also historically the fact that Nunu Kumba being the first speaker in the country, and this has rarely happened. Call that we can say that the event has come to an end. The fact in front of the hall is packed with people and vehicles. There is just very little space for people. People are squeezing themselves and trying to come out or exit the premises. Had a lot of talks, but I just want us to speak and find out reactions, views from people, what they make of particularly women, given that last time it's happening ever in the country. So let me try to speak to some of them and get to hear what Asa Jabu, just your view about what has happened. Yeah, it's all right. We know the parliament is now being led by a female, and he delivered a very powerful speech. You can say your name first.
Yes, my name is Anne Lino Abiy. I'm a member of parliament representing Bor in the SPLM Women's League. Yes, and I'm also the chairperson. Jump, it's not a jump, it's right. That Right Honorable Jema Nunu Kumba is now the speaker of the of the revitalized transitional National Legislative Assembly. She will stand with her, we stand with the government for this one. At the highest also in the transitional, in the revitalized transitional legislature. So women are going to work hard. We'll try also to pull up the other younger women and the other women so that the work is perfectly done, so that South Sudan develops to be a better nation, so that all the rights are taken care of. We are not saying that women are going to be colleagues and then we work for the welfare of this nation.
You have been a long-serving.
If we cooperate with her, not to compete with anybody, but to cooperate when they want to do something. And Comrade Jema is a powerful woman. She has been an acting Secretary General and work for the welfare of the nation. Thank you.
Indeed, a very vocal woman. I just people are actually leaving the venue because the event is certainly closed. Yes, the event is closed, and let's get to speak to other members of parliament. This is
for a whole year. You know, government have three arms. When you have the executive, you need to have the judiciary. And in addition to the judiciary, you have to have parliament. And the parliament is very, very important because there is even no oversight. You know, where there is no parliament, there are no laws being passed. And this country needs a lot of it. So it is an epitome of the implementation of the peace agreement, because now three arms of the government will be there. And I'm quite
functional parliament in place for a few years.
You know, it's just not right. You can't have a government function without parliament. It's very
a parliament who have actually come through they will feel that they are represented.
Well, an MP is an MP, and no MP has, and they would also do legislation. In any case, they come from people. These people, the MP, the current to represent their position. There are so many other things. Maybe they are provided for by the agreement. They are interim, but once they've done their job, they'll be preparing place for elections, and that is when we'll have the people elected parliament.
How would you describe your SPLM comrade, Nono Komba, who is now speaking to? And while this particular broadcast on our TV, so